$100 billion valuation. This is insane. If we're just looking back a couple of weeks and months ago, we would never thought that a $38 billion company can go so fast to a $100 billion valuation. On my end, there was never a doubt that this valuation will be reached, but so fast and in such a small time frame is also surprisingly for me. Now, if this valuation stays at least for 30 trading days, then Elon Musk, the CEO and co-founder of Tesla, will receive about 1.7 million stock options as part of this compensation package, and this will pocket him $300 million in Tesla stock, which is a phenomenal payday. And this is how we start the vlog, because everything about it here in this video.
Wolf of Dubai.
Welcome to another Tesla video, and it seems there's record after record, and this is just unbelievable for a Tesla investor like myself, investing since more and longer than the summer of 2019 and in the very beginning of this channel, where I'm pricing every single day, because I'm almost vlogging every single day, or for a couple of months now, every single day at least. Despite there is maybe there is something very crazy to attend, but otherwise I'm pushing out a video every single day. Now, since the summer, since the stock was about $38 billion valuation, I'm saying, you guys, this company has potential, this company is cheap, and now we are at the point where the $100 billion valuation is reached, and not only that, it crossed already $105 billion valuation. And first, what I wanted to dive into today is a comparison to other companies, where they are standing from the market capitalization. Obviously, this is only the market capitalization, which means the stocks available for trading, or all these stocks together times the stock price is the market cap. There's also different other angles how you can value an enterprise, like the enterprise value, and some other different measures how you can value a company. However, this is the most common on the stock market, to say, okay, the market cap of all stocks together is how the company is valued on Wall Street. Now let's dive into the valuations that are out there at this moment. So the $105 billion valuation is compared to the biggest car manufacturer out there, Volkswagen, with $100 billion valuation as of this recording. Now, Volkswagen is not by valuation the biggest car manufacturer, but by volumes of the car. There's always a race between Toyota as well as Volkswagen about the biggest car manufacturer as per volumes, and the stock market cap of Toyota is about over 200 billion. So still a way to go for Tesla to overroll Toyota, but you can see how fast it goes. So just a few days ago it was 100, then the next day 105. So as higher the valuation, as faster it goes. Obviously, now the other valuations of traditional car manufacturers, just to put it in some comparison here, Daimler with 52 billion and BMW with $50 billion. Now, this is a very big comparison, because you can see that Tesla is more valued than Daimler and BMW together, and you can see how much the Tesla investors believing in Tesla, in the future of electric and autonomous cars, as well as the energy part of the business. Now, let's go into the other electric car manufacturers. Let's see how much value is there. So the market cap of NIO, which is one of the biggest competitions, especially in China, for Tesla, they are called the China Tesla company, and they are valued at $5.5 billion. Now, Rivian, also a company that is usually, especially in the market segment of the SUV or 4x4s, a big competition for Tesla in the future, is valued as per financing round, so the company gets money from investors, and then based on that there's valuations put on this company, as the company is not publicly traded yet, but I could research that the company is currently valued about $1.5 billion. Now, BYD, which means Build Your Dream, is also a Chinese manufacturer for electric cars. They are valued at 5.5, so very the same as NIO as of this recording. Now let's talk about some growth numbers. Now we know that Tesla is growing about 50% every single year, so it's a growth company by those numbers. You know, if you're saying that the company is growing like 30, 40, 50 or 100, 150% per year, then you can easily say this is definitely a growth story and a growth stock. Now there's a couple of growth stock that I want to compare it to, so you have an idea how big Tesla really became. Now, one of the products that you use most probably every single day and is responsible for most of the streaming worldwide of the whole internet is Netflix. Netflix has a market cap of $150 billion. So you see there's still 50%, about 50% more valuation than Tesla at this point of time. Beyond Meat is also one company that is talked about a lot as a growth story on Wall Street, currently valued at $8 billion. And Uber, which is also a growth story and also upcoming company, is valued at the moment at $65 billion. Now, this is funny fact though, there is a video, my very first video was about comparing Tesla valuation, which was by that time about $38 billion versus the valuation of Uber, which I think was $50 billion. So this was quite funny. Now it's double or triple from that time the valuation as of now, how Tesla is valued on Wall Street. So this is quite funny to see the development and how on Wall Street everything can change. So let's have a look into the stock. Now you can see, if I pull out the whole year, we can see this was actually a pretty big drop. In January, at the beginning of 2019, there was a huge drop until the summer of about 30-40% because the numbers was just ridiculously bad. There was a lot of bad news out there. Then, you know, the lowest point, as I always said, you know, was $178 per share. And I saw this price. I remember as it was yesterday, I was just seeing this price and I said, wow, I believe that this is one of the lowest point for Tesla stock, maybe ever, that we will see again. I'm buying Tesla stock every other period, like monthly or every week, depending on the stock price, to have average a good amount of stock price. But you can see, you know, since then the stock went just ridiculously 230% up, and this is of a reason of a couple of things. Now, first of all, since the summer, then the good news about the Model 3 and the ramp up of production came. Then we had the good numbers in the Q3, which was around here in October, November, where the stock went up after the earnings with 20% up, and then it was a Friday and it went again 10% up. So just the 2 days after the numbers, 30% gain. I hope, I mean, this would be a dream for every Tesla investor that something like this happens again. This will be something to watch, which we will talk about in a conclusion. And then it went just rapidly up since that time, since October, because a couple of things, like there is the China factory start to produce the numbers, delivery numbers just broke the record that was set up. So lots and lots of good things happened to Tesla, and therefore if you look at this graph, this is just so beautiful. Obviously this kind of gain is unsustainable for long term, but and I wish, because I'm putting more and more money into Tesla, that, you know, for longer time we would see something around 200, but you never can time this, of course. And you know, I'm also happy obviously that the stock is out of the dangerous make it or not region, where Elon Musk even said, hey, we were just weeks from bankruptcy if the Model 3 wouldn't take up. But you know, in the end, and I believe this is one of the most important things, the product. If you have a good product, the good product always wins. Last but not least, it's important what to watch in the next couple of days and weeks. Now, I'm vlogging every single day about Tesla and other stocks, so that's why subscribe and like this video for the YouTube algorithm to bring more investors to this community. And let's dive into what is important to watch. Now, there are some rumors about the Model Y, so it's important to see if we can get some numbers on the Model Y already. You know, pre-orders would be interesting to know. When and how many they can deliver, it's important. How many they can produce per day, it's important. I believe that, you know, the Model 3 still has a lot of potential. I mean, there's huge potential markets, like for example the Middle East. We have a Dubai Tesla store. I made a video about that where I visited the Dubai store, so if you are around and interested into that, make sure to check out the other videos as well. I also talked about Elon Musk becoming the richest person in the world if all his stock options and achievements and milestones will be reached in the next couple of years. And I believe there's so much potential also here. The Middle East region is very tech savvy. The people love to have the tech. The government is supportive of e-vehicles. But if you order now Tesla Model 3, you don't even get a date for the delivery. It's just saying early 2020, which can be, you know, February, March, or even April of this year. So you know, there's so much potential. I was there in the shop, and you know, I just asked if there was much demand and much orders, and obviously he said that he cannot tell me anything because it's a public traded company, but he said there's huge demand. So very interesting to see this kind of figures. Now, another thing to watch is definitely China, how China is doing. Now in Q1 we will have definitely a time period where they couldn't produce more cars because there was the Chinese New Year's Eve, where the factory and the people are making at least a week or two holidays, and this is very common in China that, you know, you don't get anything out of China. However, also it's important what happens with the Gigafactory in Germany, in Brandenburg, where Tesla just announced they approved the purchase of the land. So we are ready to build, we are ready to rock. Stay tuned and see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching.